Hi, everybody. I'm Lisa Ascolese, the Inventress. Welcome to my podcast. Hi, everybody. I'm Lisa Ascolese, the Inventress. Welcome to the Inventress Podcast. I'm here with my gorgeous, adorable, sweet daughter, Brittany Ascolese.
Hey, everybody. When you paused, I thought you were going to say the last name.
No, I had to say it.
You did it.
We can't break what we do.
No, we can't.
I can't. Brittany, my baby, how was your week?
It was fine. Nothing too special.
Was it fun? Did you have a good time?
I think so. Yeah. Oh, you know what?
You worked so hard.
Actually, we had POAC. We had our annual gala.
That's right. Your jumpsuit.
My jumpsuit. So
the jumpsuit.
So we had our gala. It's a night of fundraising. People dress up like gowns and suits, ties. We have a cocktail hour, dinner, and it's all fundraising. It's silent auction. It's basket auction. It's a wine pull. It's a 50-50. There's so many things just to raise funds for our organization. So I'll backtrack. It's my second gala. So last year was my first gala. So I didn't know what to wear. I was so unprepared. I have naturally curly hair. I'm going to get my hair straightened. I haven't straightened my hair in so long. So the first thing was the outfit. The outfit we picked out together, because you went with me, was like a black pencil skirt with this
a shimmery top.
I honestly didn't even like it, but I was running at a time. I was running at a time.
A day before the event.
I was like, whatever, it's fine. And it was like a peep shoulders, whatever. I just
thought you looked very pretty.
I just didn't like it. So anyway, got my hair blown out and straightened by Bonnie, our hairdresser, which was really nice.
Shout out to Bonnie.
Shout out to Bonnie.
Freehold Mall.
And by the time, it was the next day, so I got my hair done the night before. Whatever, I straightened my hair to fix whatever flyaways, and I was doing my makeup. I don't know if I have to stop doing my makeup in the dark. I don't know why.
Were you doing your makeup in the dark?
Wait. It was soft lighting. I didn't do.
You say soft lighting?
It was dimmed.
What's soft lighting?
Dimmed light.
But why? Was this in your bathroom?
Because I like how I look in dimmed lighting.
So you do it in dim lighting?
Yeah, it's a bad idea.
Yeah, it's a very bad idea.
So yeah, I overdrew my eyebrows. Like they were very dark. I didn't realize that at the time. I looked great in that dimmed lighting mirror. So when I went to the gala, everyone was in long gowns. And, like, they looked like they were at weddings. Like, that's how fancy it is. So usually when I'm in the office, my hair is up in a bun like it is right now. A lot of people see me in my hair bun because my hair is too much to deal with to make it all out and stuff. So usually when you see people dress up, oh, you look so good. Oh, your shoes.
But wait, your hair was out. You blew your hair.
It was straight.
It was right. You blew it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, I think it was a little misty that night, and my hair from the humidity wasn't straight how it was. It was a bit frizzy because it was the day after.
All right, so everybody knows when you have curly hair and you blow it straight. And
it stays straight. Because she flat ironed it. But this is the next day.
Okay.
And I was flat ironing it to the very end until I had to leave. For some reason, it would not stay in that same position it did yesterday.
Well, it was misty outside.
Yeah, I was so upset. Either way, I got to the gala. I wore nice stiletto shoes that I only wore for, I think, 5 minutes. My feet were hurting. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I was just working. I had to work the table, the registration, the 50-fit, whatever I was doing. So the people I usually see, I'm like, oh, hi, you look so great. This one lady's like, oh, Brittany, I didn't even recognize you. Your hair is usually up. I'm like, yeah. That's all she said.
Oh, because she didn't compliment you.
No, there were no compliments.
Okay, so all right. Well, you know what? Sometimes women don't compliment other women because Brittany, you're always gorgeous. You're always beautiful. Your hair is amazing. And sometimes women, I have to tell you, sometimes women are a little jealous of other women.
But there's
and
no
they don't
need.
Really kind of, I mean, yes, there is no need, but there sometimes is a need for people who don't feel as confident
But even
in themselves.
But the thing is, you could lie to me. If I'm saying you look so
don't
nice,
always compliment.
Bring
Sorry,
it back.
Nope.
I would lie. I would just lie because it's
just
nice.
you. That's just
All
you.
right.
Some
So
people
anyway,
don't compliment.
I got 0 compliments. 0.
That was last year.
That was last year. So, because I could not stand how I looked.
Well, you didn't like the way you looked.
Wait,
either.
another one. A woman's like, "Wow, your eyebrows." I was like, I know, and I thought she was complimenting me, but then thinking back, it was not a compliment.
When you did it in the dark?
I was like, yeah, and wait, what did I say? I'm like, I actually penciled them in.
Why would you even tell that?
Because I have naturally very nice eyebrows.
No, you do. Why would you even pencil them in? Your
because
eyebrows
when
are
I had
gorgeous.
eczema, I had hair loss on my
topic.
eyebrows.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But then right after I said that, I'm like, why did I say that?
I know.
No, she's like, your eyebrows are so bold. She said bold. The bold and the not so beautiful. So ever since that night, I put it in my back pocket, and
what did you put in your back pocket?
all those side not so
comments.
compliments. So the gala was a week ago, and before that I'm like, I need to look good. I have
You
to.
always look good.
No, Mom, that night.
Okay.
No, it was not okay.
It was not a good night?
It was terrible.
Okay, so you did
I
your
did
eyebrows
not like
in the
my
dark.
outfit. It was all bad.
You know what? You did your eyebrows in the dark. You put your
I
eyebrows
did everything
on.
in the dark.
You did. That's okay.
I learned my lesson. Now I do my makeup in the bathroom with fluorescence.
In the light.
In the light of day. So anyway, this year I went online. I actually just stumbled upon it. It's called ASOS.com. Such a good website. I found an amazing jumpsuit, all black. It was perfect. Like when I did the size chart, it did.
So they had a size chart. So
flattering.
talk about the size chart because I don't know what that is.
You know what a size chart is?
No. I don't do size. I don't buy clothes online.
All right.
I don't do that.
I don't either.
Well, you did it this time
because I wanted to take a risk because
Okay.
the jumpsuit was affordable enough. So if it didn't fit, I would be fine with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it went by your height, your waist size. They're like, do you like things more loose fitting? Do you like? They just gave me options.
So they asked you,
you ask certain questions. Yes,
you check this off.
Yes,
Okay.
they ask you questions. You do this, or this, and they say, okay, your size, this would be the best on you. And I knew off the bat I'd have to get it tailored because the model was like 5'7", 5'8", and I'm 5'2". So I knew I'd have to get it tailored in the arms and in the legs, which was fine. So I got it in the mail. I tried it on, and it was perfect aside from the length. It was so
crazy.
good. Long story short, went to the tailor, got it fixed, took jewelry from you. I got a gorgeous bib necklace. It almost looks like a chandelier necklace, I want to call it. And I had my hair out and curly.
Your natural self.
Yeah, I went
Your
back.
naturalness worked.
Yes. I went back to Bonnie. She just did a deep condition in my hair just to make it so it was silky and shiny. Did my hair that day. It came out so well. I was so pleased with myself.
You looked gorgeous.
And my makeup was so good.
You did it in the light.
I did everything in the light. That's a great tip. So it just turned out so. I spent so long on my makeup. And
Did you really?
I did.
How much time did you really, honestly,
An
Brittany?
hour.
An hour?
Yeah.
Okay.
The eyebrows had to be precise, not too
Your
thick,
eyebrows
not
look
too
great
dark.
right now.
Thank you.
Did you do them tonight?
Yes, I did.
Well,
I had
you had an
work today,
event.
so I
Okay,
had
right.
stuff to do. So everything was perfect. I set the face. I did everything. I had the right shoes on. I had wedges that were comfortable the entire time. Never wearing a pump again. I have very flat feet. It is what it is. I just felt like $1,000,000. So right when I walked in, I actually got more compliments from the men than the women. That's when you know you look amazing. And when I did get the compliments from the women, they were really good. But the thing is,
compliments were good from the women.
They complimented my necklace more than anything. And oh my gosh, you're wearing a jumpsuit? That's amazing. Like, why couldn't I wear a jumpsuit? Like, it was different because not many people at that gala wore jumpsuits. Maybe like one person or two people
besides yourself.
Yeah. So good. And then I was feeling so good. I took a picture of myself. I made it black and white. Those you guys can check it out if you want.
Where?
My Facebook,
your Facebook page?
Brittany Ascolese. If you friend me, I don't know who you are. I probably won't accept it, but just letting you know, it's a good picture. So it was so good.
No, you looked amazing, Brittany.
And the caption said, "I'd like to thank the Academy," because it was that good.
It was that good.
And the same people that were at the gala, I've had a flood of comments. Were like, "Gorgeous, you're so beautiful." I'm like, "Why couldn't you say that to my face?"
Well, sometimes women don't. But Brittany, do you actually need that?
Need what?
Honestly, do you really need?
Sometimes people need a compliment.
No, but, okay. It's nice, but do you really need
from a stranger? Yes. A compliment you're not expecting is huge.
Okay, but do you need?
No, I don't need it.
Okay.
I don't need it.
Because you know how gorgeous, how amazing you are inside and out.
Yes.
So, but you like, every once in a while, you like to hear something coming from a stranger because, what is it?
Because they don't know me.
They don't know you. So coming from a stranger, it sounds good coming from someone you don't know. Because you hear it from people you do know all the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was nice.
I agree with you. I like that too. So someone who has nothing to do with you at all, not trying to gain anything at all, they just come up to you and say, "Your eyelashes are beautiful."
Like, wow.
Or your lipstick. You're absolutely
anything.
Right. Like a nice compliment to somebody else is always nice. It's always nice. You're absolutely right.
It's great.
It is good.
And that night was my big comeback. It was like I did it.
Wait, what did you do?
What do you mean, what did I do?
No, this was your comeback. You did it. What did what? You
I resurrected from last year.
Okay, so from last year, the compliments were not so good.
There were no compliments.
0 compliments.
And then now I was, oh my gosh, it was so good. This was my comeback. This was my Robert Downey Jr. comeback. You all know what I'm talking about. If you know Robert, no, they do.
They do?
If you know Robert Downey Jr., he was huge star 80s, 90s, and then he fell off with drugs and all that. Then he became Iron Man. Yes. I'm the Iron Man.
Woman.
Whatever. I'm the Iron Person.
You came back.
Equality. It was amazing.
So the compliments brought you back.
No, not even the compliments. My whole look. Because
yourself.
I was so uncomfortable last year. And now this year, I was unstoppable.
You're on fire.
I was so good. However, when I saw the pictures from the gala, I was a little upset because when there's too much of a bright light, your face gets very washed out. I'm bypassing that.
You're sticking with how good you look.
I'm sticking with how good I looked in the dim light and in the bright light.
So you saw it for yourself?
I did. However, those pictures I was not happy with.
So are they your pictures? They're their pictures. So forget about their pictures.
It's on POAC's Facebook page. So it's like, all right, it is.
Well, you know what? All right. So you know that you got the compliments that you were seeking out from last year that you did not get. You got them this
comeback.
year from strangers, and you made a great comeback.
Yes. All right. Moving on.
I'm happy to hear that, Brittany.
Thank you.
And you did. From me, I saw your outfit. In fact, Aunt Jeanette, I think, went out looking for the same jumpsuit. I sent her your pictures, your Oscar-winning Academy Award pictures, and she went out seeking the same jumpsuit.
That's what I love. All right, so moving on to you. I went on a little too long, but what did you do?
Long? What's too long?
What I just said was too long.
It wasn't too long. It was fine.
It was 45 minutes.
It was very funny.
All right, go ahead.
That was 45 minutes?
Yes, it was.
Holy cow. Anyway, so we had an amazing week. I feel so blessed to be surrounded by the most amazing women in the world. So you guys know, and for those of you who are just tuning in for the first time, I have a conference called AOE, the Association of Women Inventors and Entrepreneurs, and I have members who are associated with AOE. And every month, every couple of months, we have something that we do together. We have a conference every year, but we do things monthly for women who we go out to breakfast, we have brunches, and everything that we do is fun. I'm sure you can hear it in my voice and in our laughter. So last Sunday, we had the most incredible retreat. We went away for a full day. We had massages, yoga. We did yoga, we meditated, and we used essential oils, and we actually even created our own oils. One of my AOE members, Linda Vera, is a representative of Young Living, and so am I, by the way, Young Living oils, and we created our own oils, and we did. If you look on my website or my social media, any of my social media, Lisa _the Inventress. Well, Lisa _ what is my social media? Like, it's for, if you go to Lisa Ascolese, the Inventress, or Lisa Ascolese.
On your Facebook?
On my Facebook page,
Lisa
yes.
Ascolese.
Lisa Ascolese. You'll see some pictures of us making all of these oils and all of these creams. Anyway, so that's what happened on Sunday. But prior to that, I did a day of New York City. We went to the toy show with one of my clients, Kevin Lane, who has the product Create a Castle, who's actually on our podcast. And this toy show in New York City was absolutely incredible. It was at the Javits Center, and Kevin Lane displayed his products like you would not believe. You know, in order to be an entrepreneur, an inventor, you want to be independent, you got to go out and you got to put your stuff out there. You got to put whether it's products or your business out there. And this is what Kevin Lane does. He puts his information out. He showcases his products, and he goes out and gets the people he wants to purchase his product. And that was amazing, Brittany. I mean, it was like nothing like New York City, by the way, to promote your products and to showcase everything at the Javits Center. And if you don't know Jacob Javits, please look it up online. If you're promoting a product, go online and look up the Javits Center and see what kind of shows they have, because they have every single show for every single product that you have, whether it's furniture or clothing or toys. The Javits Center has it here in New York City. So that was outstanding, Brittany. What else did I do this week?
I don't even know. That was a really big deal with the Jacob Javits Center and then the AOE
we had
retreat.
We talked about our workshop, which was amazing.
We did. I do want to mention before we introduce Kevin, the AOE conference, June 29th. Mm-hmm. It's open to vendors. It's open. We do 2-minute elevator pitches. We only select a few people.
Vendors. We select a few vendors because...
A few vendors, right. And, yes. And then we have a select few 2-minute elevator pitch people.
Right. Only 5.
Only 5. So...
Yeah, so Saturday, June 29th, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be held at the Grand, 1600 Route 70. So it's called 1600 at the Grand. That's Route 70 in Lakewood, New Jersey. It's going to be, I think the time is going to be from 11 to 5.
And registration is open. So
registration
check it out.
is available now. Like, they can go to the website, aowie.com, and register. Tickets are available. And your 2-minute elevator pitch, sign up right now, but you have to go to the site, and it will take you right to the 2-minute elevator pitch. You have to give all of the information that it asks in order to be qualified for the 2-minute elevator pitch. So the 2-minute elevator pitch people win my services for a lifetime. So if you win money and you win my services for a lifetime.
That's a long time. So without further ado, let's introduce Kevin Lane.
Kevin, elated to have you. Okay, so everybody, I know you've been waiting for this. I have King of the Castles, Create a Castle, Mr. Kevin Lane. Kevin, welcome to our show. I'm so excited to have you.
Thank you, and thank you for everything, Lisa. Really, really appreciate you doing this and everything you've done with us today and continue to do with us.
And I will never stop. You guys are so powerful and the epitome of what inventors should be. Like, just, you amaze me. And I mean, I'm sure the listeners are going, okay, and what is it? What? But you and your wife and your family just blow my mind. You know, I've been doing what I'm doing for so many years, for over 38 years, inventing and developing products and working with inventors and entrepreneurs. And you are such a shining example of what every inventor and what entrepreneur, I think, I'm not saying should be, but should stretch out to be. You know, the way you are. I mean, the way you go after business, the way when you set your sights on something, you do it and you go after it, but that's also your passion. And that's, these are some of the questions I'm going to ask you. I mean, you and I have spoken privately and, you know, with your family and things like that, but you somehow, you have this energy about you that you've created a business that is going absolutely crazy. Create a Castle is touching every heart, every life. You're a part of every demographic. And I'm going to allow you to explain what all of that, what Create a Castle is in a minute. But I just have to kind of go on and on about you, that you're just amazing. Your wife is amazing, that you also support one another. And you have the determination to build this business, to build this product that you built from scratch. And I'm so happy to have met you. And we're going to talk about all of that stuff. Our audience is going to be so riveted by how we met and how you started your business. So, Kevin, I want to start with thanking so much again for being on our show. And I want to start with asking you some questions about, so that the audience, so everybody else, the listeners know. Number
Absolutely.
one.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. So what is your product, Kevin? Tell the whole world. Do your 2-minute elevator pitch.
Yeah. So to start with, thank you, Lisa, for everything. And thank you for the very warm welcome here. And I hope your audience enjoys this story. It's a very fun story, and it's a very interesting one because it's really about paying attention, being a parent, and observing. And what I mean by that is basically Create a Castle was born on the beaches of Laguna Beach, California, out of my mind. And it was simply born by the fact that I've been doing sandcastles with my kids and my family for the past 14, 15 years in the year of 2016. And basically what happened was while we were on vacation in Laguna Beach, California, visiting my wife's family out there, we were going down to the beach. I had to buy all these elaborate tools to go and build my sandcastle that would take hours and hours of time. Kids didn't want to spend that kind of time anymore. And, you know, it was one of those situations where I just paid attention. So heading down to the beach with all my tools in my hand that I had to buy from Agway because you can't transport them from Connecticut to California.
Oh my gosh.
And see a dad and his son using one of the bottom fill molds that everybody has used.
Mm-hmm.
And they're sitting there filling it and packing it, and they flip it. And when they flip it, most of these molds out there now are so poorly made and so poorly crafted that when you actually tamp it on the ground, the plastic will fracture about 50% of the time.
Oh, wow.
And that's basically what happened to this family. It was a dad and his son. They went to lift it, and because it fractured, you know, it basically actually stuck in there because of the vacuum the first time, even with the fracture. Mm-hmm. And then they tried to, lift it again, and it came out very poorly. I'll leave it at that. They got frustrated. They put it to the side. They went into the water, and they said, let's just call it a day. We'll go in the water. So, long story short, that's really how Creative Castle was born, was by paying attention, being a dad, and seeing a need for something that really wasn't in the marketplace. Mm-hmm. So, quickly had the light bulb go off and said, I think I could fix this, and went home and, started thinking that night, actually, in California while still on vacation.
That's amazing. So, I mean, you're a great dad. So, you're saying 14, 15 years. So you've been doing this. I think your oldest one is 15?
My oldest is actually now 17.
17,
yes.
Okay. So, 2 years old. I mean, so you started doing these castle builds and everything on the beach, and you have to keep your kids busy and everything else. And you actually did that. You created this product based upon a need that you thought was out there.
Absolutely.
Which was amazing. Absolutely amazing. It really is. And I think that's how most inventors get their start. They start, I know for everything that I do, it's a solution. I'm doing something, it's not working for me. And that's exactly how you saw it. You were the visionary.
Yeah, and it's taking that risk of, the first step of the whole process is just engineering the whole idea inside of your head. Before you do anything, the very first thing you have to do is kind of go through the cycles of how would this all kind of come together. And of course, my wife was a big part of that because she's on the mom side. I'm on the dad side. She's on the mom side. She's thinking like a mom. Mm-hmm. So I had this whole tool set, the buckets that would split apart and things that would make windows and all that cool stuff. She's like, yeah, but how are you going to transport it? So, she said, you got to have a backpack with this whole system. So that's really, how it all kind of came together was from not just me, but both of us. And, really, again, just paying attention as parents and knowing what other parents will want.
But I have to back up, Kevin. I mean, so this sounded very simple. And in your mind, you thought about it, you did it, you ran as fast as you could, and you just made it happen. But there was definitely a process. So you thought about you were on the beach, you saw that dad, the plastic was breaking and so forth. So you said, okay, this is a great thing because you're seeing yourself do the same thing with your children. And how could I come up with something? So you started out with, how did you start? You created a mold. I think there was a story behind the mold and how you really started going inside yourself and inside your mind to create this mold, right? Because you had to have a mold before you even, created this product. I think we talked about your mom a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. So basically, stepping back, how I went about this whole process was that night I went home and I started drawing things, envisioning like what the need was. And then I would, after vacation, I went home and started doing a patent search to make sure that something like this didn't even exist. And I also started searching Amazon to make sure that there was no other products out there that would even compete with what I was thinking about.
Right.
Patented or not patented. So, that was the really beginning phase was that. And then I went to a very, very crude prototype. I literally ordered a 10-gallon pail off of Amazon, took out a hacksaw, cut it in half, went to the beach with some zip ties, filled it to make sure that my theory of the, breaking the whole vacuum issue would work. And that's basically what I started with as a crude prototype was a 10-gallon pail cut in half with some zip ties.
See, but you had the wherewithal to do this. Like you knew instinctively, this is what you did. You did these things. And I love this conversation because there are inventors out there listening to what you're saying because they don't even have an inkling, a thought as to how, they're thinking of something, but how did they even get started? You created a prototype. You went out and you started hacking away at things and, you decided to create a prototype. So you must have entrepreneurship in your blood, in your family. You have to, because you just went for it, hook, line, and sinker. You just went out there and you started doing these things.
Yes, absolutely. So, stepping way back as a child, my parents, they separated early on, and I grew up in a bakery. Mm-hmm. I would wake up every morning and come down and test my mother's and my grandmother's cake batter and cookie batter for the day.
Oh my gosh!
So,
what a life! What a nice life.
Well, now I'm I guess you could call me a snob of any type of baked good, because I grew up in that atmosphere, and I'm very picky. But long story short, yes, I kind of grew up in that environment, and basically it was an entrepreneur kind of environment. They owned their own business, their own bake shop. And here's where it gets really crazy. When I was a kid, I would constantly be bothering them because their businesses were out of the house. And we're too young to, I'm a twin, and there was two of us running around. And I am.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, fraternal twin. So there's two of us running around, and to quiet us, they tried to find things for us to do. So I would sit there and watch them bake their cakes, and my mom saw my artistic ability since I was a little one, and she got me these books called Draw 50 Books. And inside of Draw 50 Books, there was all these different castles that you could learn how to draw, step by step. So there I am drawing my castles and looking over, watching them, use their tools to make their wedding cakes.
No way. Flash
forward, 30, 40 years, this is born really from deep, deep parts of my brain.
It stuck.
That was just, it was just in there, and it was just waiting to come out. And it just needed an activation point, and I think that activation point was in Laguna Beach, California, when I saw that dad and his son struggle.
That's absolutely amazing. It really is, Kevin. Genetics play a great part. DNA plays an amazing part, but also the environment that you're raised in plays a major part in the way you live your life moving forward. Mm-hmm. And you became an entrepreneur. Going way back, you didn't think about it as an adult, that anything that your mom or your grandma were doing in terms of baking would be a part of anything that you did, right?
Absolutely not. And that all goes back to paying attention. Whether you're young, whether you're old, just kind of absorb it all. Mm-hmm. And you never know what's going to be activated from those thoughts and from those things that you're seeing and observing.
Mm-hmm. I got to tell you, when my kids were little, that we're mixed, our family's Italian, West Indian. I always loved my parents and my grandparents' stories. I would say, tell me a story. Tell me about the way you were raised. And my father-in-law, may he rest in peace, his parents were from Italy, and I would say to Brittany and Gianna and Eddie, ask your grandfather the stories. Ask them what they did, when they grew up, because my kids weren't there. So that they can see what part later on, because I'm sure whatever their history was plays a big part in who they are today. That's always been of interest to me, and that's why your stories are so. That's why I had to bring it up with your mom and your grandmother. It's so interesting to me to see how you pull that DNA, you pull that influence into your life every single day, which your parents do. And
absolutely. And this whole entrepreneurship thing happened well before this venture. I own my own business, and I still own my own business called Code Hounds, which is my own business, which is a website design and development firm. And I've literally been doing that for the past, I think it's more than 10, probably 12 years now.
Is that why your website looks so good?
That's part of the reason, yes.
It looks amazing.
Thank you.
And your branding is incredible.
Yeah, so that goes back to, being a good person and networking too. My good friend Matt Kornhaus, he's an incredible designer, and I know my capabilities, and I knew that with Create a Castle, I needed somebody who had a really solid background in branding, and that's why I worked with my friend Matt, who he just dialed it in. I told him exactly what I was dreaming up, what I was envisioning, and he literally dialed it in almost the first round of the logo design.
You know what? That's what you're saying is so important, because having a group of people that you are surrounded by who can, as I say, lift each other up 2 hands at a time is so incredibly important when you're building a business. To stay in touch and connected with people who are positive and who are going to serve each other and help each other. Like your wife, I mean, loving, incredible woman, love Lori, who's such an incredible support system with everything that you do. And I know that this is so, it's time consuming, but it's important because it's your business and you're moving forward. It's not something that you're doing as a hobby, it's your business. And you have a great support system, which is important, and positive people who are surrounding you.
Oh, absolutely. You know, that you can't, you really need a village. And
no, you do.
You know, if you think that you can build a brand from scratch all on your own, just think again, because there's so many different balls to juggle that you have to hand some of those balls up to be juggled by someone else at certain times. You know, you can always have a high level of everything, all the balls that are being juggled, but you got to put your faith in people that you know and you trust
100%.
and want to be a part of this mission.
So I want to go back and talk about, all right, first of all, I want to say, and I know everything because I really question you guys all the time in a positive way, because I'm so proud of you. How long did it take for you to develop this product from concept to now fruition?
Yeah, so like I said, you know, August of 2016 was the light bulb moment. That's when it all kind of started. That was the thought process. And I want to say by May 2017, we had our first order for a 20-foot container.
Wow.
And there's a lot that happened in between there, from, you know, crude prototyping to 3D prototyping to, you know, machine prototyping. But it was fast and furious, and I have to say that my other friend, Joey Neal, who had connections at MakerBot, and he had his own 3D printer. 3D printing allowed me to rapidly deploy this, I would say, light speed ahead of anything that could have been done just 10 years ago.
And we're in a place where that stuff is incredible. It still blows my mind. I've been using 3D printing for at least the last 10 years, and it's still new. And still, every single time I go into these companies sometimes and just watch some of the prototypes that I'm building, and I still can't believe it. So blown away.
Yeah, it's like your imagination gets brought to life right before your eyes.
And knowing you want to create more things, of course.
Of course.
So I also want to talk about how we met, how you and I, how we have built this relationship and how this started, because this is so important for all people out there who are building products and networking and becoming entrepreneurs, how important it is to network and how it is to speak to one another. So I'm going to let you run with this, Kevin.
Yeah, so it's actually another fascinating story, and, you know, a lot of this is divine, as we've talked about.
100%.
You know, so I met you by way of a person called Kenya, as we both know. And let me step back and tell the story about Kenya. So we were down in, I believe it was Atlantic City, and we were going to this sandcastle event on a Saturday. We're sitting at the hotel on a Friday. I'm like, you know what? We all decided, let's just go down to the beach and let's see what the sand looks like nearby where we're going to be. We go down, there's nobody on the beach. It's almost empty. I'm like, oh, great. I can build some really cool stuff quick, and no one's going to, you know, come up and interact. I can just kind of laser focus on what I want to do. I built this tower real quick, and literally two couples, maybe 3 couples walked by, one of which was Kenya and her husband. And she stops dead in her tracks after she sees what I've built, and I put lights in it, and it's all blinged out. And she's like, oh my God, what is this? Yeah, she was just like, what is this? So I explain who I am, what I'm doing, and this, new product I'm, bringing to market. And lo and behold, she knows the Gerhardts, and the Gerhardts know you. And, I did the pitch on iHeartRadio because of Kenya and the Gerhardts. And in between all that, I had the grace of meeting you and being invited to your event, which I did a pitch, and was completely blown away when you guys told me I won.
And why wouldn't you? Oh my gosh. So, and you did. For every fiber of my being, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't even judge this. I don't even think, I didn't want to be a part of it because I said, I know he knows the Gerhardts. I know, I said, let the audience, let the other judges be a part of this because I know who I would pick, and it would have been you every single time. But I didn't want to be biased. I really didn't.
Thank you.
Just amazing. You guys have done the most amazing job to developing this product, from your branding, your logos, to everything, the colors. But I want to go back to, again, connecting with the people who you feel connected with. I love the whole divine intervention, and that's how, God puts us all together in a space where we are supposed to be, and we are connected that way. And just, we've done so many things together. And let's talk about where you are right now, Kevin. What stores are you in, and where can we find you?
Yeah, so obviously you could start at createacastle.com. That's really where it all started. That's our own domain. We have a whole commerce website set up. We have since spanned out to more than 50 plus stores, nationally and internationally. We are also sold in one toy store by way of social media, in a store called Torquay Toys in Australia, which is Victoria, Torquay, Australia. And it's literally a toy store right on the beach. So we are sold from barnesandnoble.com to a toy store on the beach in Australia. And again, if you had asked me a year and a half, 2 years ago, if I would be in 50 stores in retail and basically, selling internationally, I would have said no way. But, when people see a product like Create a Castle or many other products that exist, and they see the potential with what you can do with it, it's bigger than what you think.
It is.
And, it's just one of those situations where it just kind of grew up really quick. And as it's growing up, I see the legs that it really does have for expandability.
It's a great product. It's a phenomenal product. You also have such a determination and such a love and a passion behind your product, which is so important, Kevin. It's so important that you have that too. Some people, they develop products because they want to make money. You developed this product because there was a need. There's a passion behind it. You have a team of people who love it, who love you, and certainly, in QVC, we pitched the product at QVC, and you'll be on, right?
Yes.
Christmas in July.
Yeah, we're super excited. We're super excited, and that would not have happened without, your connections, your attitude, your get it done attitude, and helping us along the whole way. Figuring out how to pitch to QVC and what we should and shouldn't do. And we are so excited to head over to QVC in July and really expose the product. Really, that's probably the biggest exposure point we'll have to date on QVC. There's not a doubt in my mind. So we are overjoyed that we are getting that airtime.
And I am too. I'm so proud of you guys. So happy to have you as my clients. Couldn't be prouder of you and Lori. You're a great team, and you guys do so much together, and just putting it out there. And again, the determination to succeed is there, and that's a big part of it. And that's what I want to say to many of the listeners out there who are inventors and entrepreneurs. It does take a village, and it takes what you're doing, Kevin. You went to a toy show last week at the Javits Center. And you guys stayed there for a few days. And that's not the only thing that you do. You do shows all the time. You do trade shows. You put yourself out there. And that's what it takes. It's not, I developed a product and I'm going to be rich overnight. That's not how it works.
Absolutely. And, that goes back to, going to the beach that night, the night I met Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
People told me, you're crazy going to the beach all the time. Why are you doing that? Like, if there's nobody there, why are you doing that? And I'm like, there's multiple reasons why I'm doing it. One, for testing the product and me getting better at using the product. It's your product, and you're going to be the one who's going to have to demonstrate how to use your product. So the better you are at it and the better you can convey that message, the more impact you're going to have on somebody actually physically buying the product.
Absolutely. You're it. You're it.
Yep. So absolutely.
I want to ask one more time, because I want people to reach out to you. Again, how does everybody reach you? Please give all of your social media handles, because I want everybody reaching out to you. Of course, we're going to put this out on our social media also, the Inventress Podcast. But how do they reach out to you?
So all of our handles are at Create a Castle. That's another important thing as an inventor. Get your handles quickly on social media once you dial in your name. Get those handles, because they will be squatted.
Mm-hmm.
And so basically all of our handles are just Create a Castle. And createacastle.com, we have a simple submission form. You can reach out to us there. We also have our phone number listed. Basically make yourself accessible any way possible. And, we can also be reached at info@createacastle.com. That's our direct email.
Kevin, I thank you so much for being on the show tonight. This means everything to me. And by the way, Kevin will be speaking at our conference. I'm putting you on the spot, Kevin. You'll be speaking at our conference June 29th, 2019. That's Saturday, June 29th, 2019. And that's going to be in Lakewood, New Jersey. He's going to be one of our speakers at our incredible AOE events, AOE conferences. That's AOWIE.com. And you'll see Kevin. He will be there with the tuxedo on. Just kidding, Kevin. You're not wearing a tux. You don't have to wear a tux.
Well, if I'm bringing my sand table, I better not be in a tux, because I'm going to have to pay for it.
Well, listen, thank you again so much. It was such a pleasure having you on our show, and I can't wait to see you soon. I can't wait to see you on QVC. You'll be there soon.
Definitely. And
we'll keep them posted.
Thank you again for everything, Lisa. You're an outstanding, an amazing person, and we truly appreciate everything you've done.
Thank you, Kevin. Have a wonderful night. Talk soon.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. Hi, everybody. Once again, that was the wonderful Kevin Lane. I just want to thank him so much for being on our show. That was an incredible interview. I love that guy. He's amazing. He's got the support. He's got the determination to succeed. And he is. So if you want to find out more about Kevin, more about us, and where to reach us, Brittany, what can they do?
Well, for Kevin, I believe the website is createacastle.com.
Yes, that's his. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. For us, Facebook, for my mother, it's Lisa Ascolese. Just search that name. YouTube, it's Lisa Ascolese. Twitter, it's the same thing as Ascolese. AOE and Inventing A to Z are one. You can go to www.aowie.com or inventingatoz.com. It all goes to one. Also, I believe Instagram is the Inventress. And if you want to send us an email, have any questions or anything you want us to talk about on this podcast, go to the Inventress Podcast at gmail.com. And you can listen to us wherever you get podcasts, whether it be iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, wherever you get your podcasts. And like I said before, you can also listen to podcasts on YouTube, which is really, really cool. So don't forget to rate and review and just share it with all your friends and family, because who doesn't want to listen to us every so often me complaining, her being motivating, whatever. But yeah, that's it, everyone.
That's why we've got to continue to lift each other up 2 hands at a time. And sometimes we've got to use our foot. Until next time, everybody, peace.